Welcome back to Cox Connections, exclusively on Cox 9. I'm Jeff Merritt. You might shop there or donate items you no longer need, but Goodwill Industries of the Valleys does much more for our community. Goodwill is dedicated to helping people with disabilities and disadvantages overcome barriers to employment. These workforce development programs are primarily funded through the collection and sale of donated goods. The Vice President of Donated Goods for Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, Mindy Boyd, is here to tell us about it. Mindy, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's start off. Obviously, everybody knows the stores.
Right.
But there's a lot more to Goodwill than just walking into a store, right?
Absolutely. The stores are just a small part of what we do, even though that's mostly what the public sees. Goodwill's mission is to help people with disadvantages and disabilities, specifically youth, adults, and seniors. It runs the whole spectrum. We help them to gain a greater independence. But we also help people who just need a job, to look for a job, people who have a job but they want a better job so that they can have a better life. If you imagine working at a company for 20 years and all of a sudden that company shuts down, and your skills that you had at that job just really aren't that marketable anymore. And that's where Goodwill can come in. We can take those skills, build on them, and we can train you. This area is rich in technology and hospitality, lots of healthcare opportunities, and Goodwill is training for those type of jobs right now.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, I heard a stat, and I believe it's not, you touch 50,000 lives, but is it 5,000 jobs?
Yes. In 2015, more than 5,000 people were able to get a job, and they are now earning a paycheck and on their way to a more independent life. More than 50,000 people were just touched by Goodwill services alone in 2015.
Now, this is obviously big from a community impact and a community involvement. So tell us how the community can become involved. What are the things that people do, and how do they help Goodwill?
Well, first of all, just through the donation of your material goods at home, things that you no longer want anymore. You know, the holiday season is passed by now. I'm sure there are a lot of homes that are too full of extra toys or home decor. Those donations we always need. But there's lots of other ways that you can help Goodwill. One of them is when you shop in the stores, we have a program called Roundup, and we ask each customer to round up to the next dollar. We have experienced budget cuts through federal, state, local funding programs, and those roundup dollars go to support programs, sometimes fully fund them. And one of those programs, which is just one of my favorites, is Reality Check. We go into schools and we talk to youth about what do they want out of life, where do they want to live, what kind of car do they want to drive, how many kids do they want to have, and we walk them through a real life experience. It's not just about what they want, but you have to pay for all that, and how do you go from this point in your life to that point. You still got to pay taxes, and they don't think about those kind of things, and how much is that car payment or that house payment. And it really drives home a reality check for them to say, I need to stay in school, I need to further my education, I have to have credentials, and I'm going to get there. It's a fabulous program. But also through that roundup, we're able to help people with criminal backgrounds who can't get a job. They simply just don't have in their background what it takes for people to say yes, whether there's a check-a-box or no check-a-box. And we're able to provide skills training from people coming right out of prison to those who have criminal background history that is a few years behind them, and give them real life skills, provide them opportunity with partners and employers with Goodwill, and get them back to work so they're successful as well.
That is a lot. It really touches, like you said, youth to adult in a number of different ways. Now, when we think of the stores, obviously people go in, shop. The Roundup program is excellent because not only are you purchasing something, but you can round up and that donation goes further. There are certain times of the year where, obviously, as most businesses may think, you go in cycles. That's no different for Goodwill, right?
No, not at all, not at all. In the wintertime, just like me, everybody likes to hibernate and stay inside, cold temperatures, winter weather, and that makes it a little tougher on the donation stream. Also, a lot of people have given at the end of the year to get that tax deduction, and our stores are still in need. We have thousands of items that are brand new going to the stores on the sales floor every day, and in that downtime, we really do need material donations. It is our slow season in the wintertime. So we offer some suggestions, like very familiar with suggestion on our Pinterest page in your closet, the first of the year, turn those hangers backwards. When you get to the middle of the year, if you haven't worn it yet, it's time to declutter. Bring those items to Goodwill. I would say that in the cold months when you don't want to get out a lot, but you really need to get rid of some items, a lot of our stores have those covered donation centers. Pull up in your car, let us come right out to you. We will empty your car of the items that you don't want anymore, and we'll bring that tax receipt right back to your car so you don't even have to get out.
Well, you certainly are making it simple, because obviously a person who has these items, they can give it to a great cause.
Right.
And you mentioned the tax exempt status.
Yes.
So anything I donate to Goodwill is tax exempt?
It is. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and a lot of times people want us to value those items for them because we do assign a price to them. By law, we cannot do that, but our website has a great resource. It's a valuation tool where you can hop on there, look for the items that you donated, and it'll give you an idea as to value so that you can deduct them.
Gotcha. And so are there certain items that are more in need than others, or is there anything too big or too small?
Nothing is ever too big or too small. We are always looking for clothing, household items, toys, furniture, all of that, yes.
And as we wrap up here, is there anything else that you want to share in terms of what the community can do specifically for Goodwill?
There's lots of ways you can help Goodwill. Again, if you just want to make a financial gift, you can go to our website. It'll give you all the instructions. There's a donate page that will lead you right through that process. We also have an amazing volunteer program. If you just want to volunteer time and come on out, we have volunteers who help in our resource rooms. They help people just hop on the computer and fill out applications. But we also have youth mentoring. So if you really want to get in touch with the youth in our community and be a mentor, you can do that as well.
Great, great. So lots of opportunities. It doesn't have to be dropping off goods, but that's great. Lots of other ways to volunteer.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, telling us a little bit more about Goodwill and educating us on all the great things that you're doing behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. To support Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, or if you need help finding a job or getting a better job, visit goodwillvalleys.com. You may also call 540-581-0620. More Cox Connections coming up. Stay tuned.